Okay, imagine this. A dance form that acts like a bridge across, what, 1,000 years.
Yeah, connecting ancient empires right up to today.
We're diving into Lopburi era dance, or Ram. It's this historical art form, roots stretching way back to the 11th century.
Right. And the sources suggest this really fascinating mix of cultures, beliefs, all shaping it.
Right. So our mission today, uncover the most captivating bits about this historical dance and, its lasting impact.
Sounds good. Where should we start? The period itself.
Yeah, let's set the scene. The Lopburi period. When exactly are we talking?
Well, roughly, it's the 11th to the 13th centuries AD. Some historians pinpoint it a bit more, like 957 to 1257 AD.
Okay. And Lopburi itself, Lavapura back then. It was important.
Hugely. It was a key regional hub for the Khmer Empire right there in the Chao Phraya River basin.
Khmer influence. That sounds crucial.
Definitely. Strategic for trade, connected to other centers like Saifep, and you absolutely see Khmer administration, royal tradition.
Which likely included dance.
Very likely, yeah. Probably quite elaborate, ritualistic court dance styles filtering in.
And what about religion? Sources mention a mix, right? Not just one thing.
That's right. You get this blend of Hinduism and Mahayana Buddhism coexisting in Lavapura, sometimes Theravada too.
So how would that religious mix, that syncretism, how would it show up in the dance?
Well, think about it. Dance is storytelling. It's worship. So you probably see themes, maybe gestures, drawing from both Hindu gods and Buddhist figures.
Creating a unique sort of local flavor.
Exactly. Not just a copy of Khmer traditions, but something adapted.
Okay, so we're inferring this based on the context.
Yeah.
But is there any, concrete evidence of dance from back then?
Good question. Direct evidence, like a manual or something? No, that's limited, but we piece it together.
How?
Well, there's the powerful influence of Khmer court dance, which we know is elaborate, maybe some earlier Mon influences too.
Okay.
But crucially, there's an ancient inscription at Salsung in Lopburi.
Notice it.
It actually mentions celestial beings, devas or apsas, dancing and singing to worship a rishi, Vasudeva.
Wow. Okay, so that's direct proof of religious dance.
Pretty much, yeah. And then you have the sculptures. Figures depicted as dancing apsaras are quite characteristic of Lopburi art.
Right, those celestial dancers again.
Plus, Hindu temples were often centers for music and dance historically, and there's this term, Nang Ram Taksini.
Dancers of the South?
Possibly. Might be linked to Buddhist figures.
Yeah.
Fragments of evidence pointing towards dance being significant.
Okay, let's jump forward. People today might know Rabam Lopburi. What's that?
Yeah. So that's a modern creation, relatively speaking.
Not an ancient?
No, created in the 20th century by Donate Ufo, who was head of the Fine Arts Department.
So why call it Lopburi?
Because it was inspired by the archaeology, the art, the sculptures found from the Lopburi period. It premiered in 1967.
Part of a bigger suite of historical dances.
Exactly. The Rabam Borankati, the archaeological dance suite, like Rabam Dharavati, trying to evoke that ancient feel.
And does it feel Khmer influenced?
Very much so.
Yeah.
The movements are designed to mimic postures from Lopburi, or, the deities and figures.
Right, based on carvings and things.
Yeah. The music also has a Khmer flavor, and the costumes, the headdresses, definitely based on those Khmer-style figures found in Lopburi.
Interesting. Now, there's another dance sometimes mentioned with Lopburi, Ram Thon. Is that related?
Good point. Ram Thon is different. It was a popular folk dance much later, mid-20th century, around WWII.
Okay, so not ancient court dance.
No, not at all. It was social. For fun, courtship, involved singing, the Thon drum. It's actually a precursor to the modern Ramwang.
So, important for Thai folk dance history, but no direct link back to the ancient Lopburi era stuff I were just discussing.
Exactly. Different context, different style, different purpose.
Got it. But that Khmer influence, that seems to be the really dominant thread for the ancient period.
Absolutely. There was significant cultural exchange. You see it clearly in Lopburi's art and architecture, and it definitely extended to the performing arts.
And the modern Rabam Lopburi really leans into that.
It does. Analyzing Lopburi sculptures and comparing them to, say, the dancer bas reliefs at Angkor Wat in Cambodia, that can give us more clues about what the ancient movements might have looked like.
So Lopburi acts almost like a conduit, transmitting Khmer culture.
In many ways, yes, especially into the regions that would later become central Thailand. It wasn't just receiving influence, it was probably adapting it and passing elements along.
How did it fit into the wider region back then, compared to, say, Varavati?
Well, contemporary Dvarvati culture was primarily Mon, more associated with Theravada Buddhism. Lopburi had that stronger Khmer link. the Hindu-Mahayana blend, different vibe.
And it predates the main Thai kingdoms like Sukhothai and Ayutthaya.
Yes. So it plays this important early role, channeling those Khmer artistic traditions that likely fed into later Thai court performance. Some even suggest Mon influences might be subtly present in modern interpretations too, like Ram Lopburi Pura.
So it's complex, layers of influence.
Very much. Thai dance likely has deep roots in both Khmer and Mon traditions, and Lopburi is a key part of that story, particularly for the Khmer connection.
Okay, so wrapping up. The dance linked to ancient Lopburi is really a story of cultural fusion, primarily shaped by the Khmer Empire, but with local traditions and that unique religious blend playing a big part.
Right. And while solid proof from 1,000 years ago is hard to come by, the art gives us clues, and modern interpretations like Robam Lopburi try to capture that essence.
Highlighting Lopburi's crucial position as this bridge for Khmer culture into the region.
Precisely. It really underscores how interconnected these ancient Southeast Asian cultures were.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe. Considering these deep historical roots, this blending, how could understanding these ancient performance traditions, like Lopburi's, actually change how we appreciate art, music, dance in the region today?
That's a great question to ponder. Does knowing the history enrich the present experience? I think it might.